People seem to appreciate me going over to Twitter or Live Social to grab posts for them. So that is what I'm doing. So if you need this picture of this tattoo, and I'm totally sure that this is real, go ahead and take a screenshot. I'm sure you need it for something, but let's go ahead and get into the post. Before we get to the unserious stuff, let's talk about how Gavin Newsom is talking about what just happened in Minnesota versus Donald Trump. So this is Gavin Newsom on his social media saying, we can't even make it through the first week of school without mass pew-pewings, and the GOP will continue to do absolutely nothing while our kids are being pew-pewed down. This is sick. So I'm sure that we've all seen what's going on by now. It's breaking news. 2 kids were taken out by a shooter, and more than a dozen were shot as well. And then Gavin Newsom said, a 5th grader is having to report out about what he just experienced. Wake up, America. This is not okay. And this is Donald Trump on his Live Social page saying, I have been fully briefed on the tragic pew-pewing in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The FBI quickly responded and they are on the scene. The White House will continue to monitor this terrible situation. Please join me in praying for everyone involved. Now, for whatever reason, I just really don't buy the sincerity of Donald Trump, but that is what he said. I don't like starting out like that. This is supposed to be our daily dose of cope, but that's on both of their social media, so I did need to report on it. Now, let's take a deep breath, and let's get to some actual unseriousness. This is the pinned post for the Newsom press office. It says, wow, President Trump says about me, Gavin C. Newsom, he's a nice guy, looks good. Thank you for the kind words, little hands. Everyone seems to be talking about me, America's favorite governor, GCN. I love how they used an exclamation point, a parentheses, and a period, just to really make sure you get all of as much punctuation in as possible. The political headquarters says, Trump just endorsed Gavin Newsom for 2028. Wow. And then 5288 says, big if true. John Merriam is just happy that all caps is back. That is very important. Wow. Amazing. Here we have a picture, and I'm totally sure that this is real, of Ivanka Trump holding a sign that says Trumps for Newsom. Totally sure that this is real and not AI. So Faison Capital says, even the Trumps are for Gavin Newsom now. Make America Gavin again. Jim says, many people are saying GCN is the sexiest politician since Lincoln, and I'm sure I've heard someone say that. Marco says, wow, he's even wearing your hat, sir. And it says, Newsom was right about everything. Just in case you needed another picture to take a screenshot of, go ahead, take a screenshot. So this picture says, nothing can stop what's coming. Nothing. And we got this big old picture of Gavin Newsom. There's an American flag fading in the background. This is super duper important. Someone take a screenshot and use it somewhere. So now we got some extra ridiculousness. Gavin Newsom posted this. It says, they still don't get it, because this man named Eric Daughtry reposted this. It says, California Governor Gavin Newsom, all caps, is now claiming Cracker Barrel changed back their logo because of him. Gavin is way in over his effing head. So that's what Eric Daughtry posted. And let me just make this a little bit bigger. A few days ago, there was a real big scandal. Cracker Barrel changed their logo, and they were planning on remodeling their stores. People were up in arms. There were a lot of really angry people about this logo change. This is the tweet from Cracker Barrel saying, we thank our guests for sharing your voices and love for Cracker Barrel. We said we would listen, and we have. Our new logo is going away, and our old timer will remain. At Cracker Barrel, it's always been and always will be about serving up delicious food, warm welcomes, and the kind of country hospitality that feels like family. As a proud American institution, our 70,000 hardworking employees look forward to welcoming you to our table soon. And so this is what the press office put out. Wow, after Governor Gavin C. Newsom called for Cracker Barrel to keep its old, beautiful logo, today the company did exactly that. Thank you, Governor. America is grateful for you. So Gavin Newsom is out here making changes. And then the press office says, wow, even Fox News is crediting the greatest governor in the world, Gavin C. Newsom, for making Cracker Barrel great again. Thank you, GCN. And this is what Fox News says. Bipartisan backlash. The Democratic Party and California Governor Gavin Newsom's press office have joined the backlash against Cracker Barrel after it released its new text-only logo. So Fox News is acknowledging that Gavin Newsom is responsible for changing the logo back. The way Fox Entertainment News keeps promoting Gavin Newsom is so hilarious to me. Y'all will absolutely love this. At first they were calling Kristi Noem Commander Cosplay, but now they have put together this special card. It says limited series, Cosplay Chrissy, collect them all, shop now. And they're using K's instead of C's for this for some strange reason, because it's like KKK. Is that just for alliteration? I don't know. All right, it says Christy the Sailor, housing mooch. Christy squats in taxpayer-funded Coast Guard housing meant for service members. All right, shipwrecked leadership. Christy takes the helm of a sinking ship and immediately runs it aground. Cosplay cruise. Once per turn, Christy changes into her sailor outfit for another photo op because she likes to cosplay. So the tweet says, new character alert, the cosplay Christy universe just expanded. Christy the Sailor, sinking America's respect around the world. Now, I only just started following the press office a couple of weeks ago. This is the first time I've seen them put out any cards. I don't know if there are more cards, but I will keep my eyes open. Let's go back over to Donald Trump's Lie Social. This is what I saw second on his page. Rhino Karl Rove. The way that started, I'm like, Karl Rove is a rhino? It made me scratch my head. Okay, let's just continue. Rhino Karl Rove, when asked on Fox and Friends this morning how to explain the tremendous success of the Republican Party with millions of people joining it and the Dems losing millions, he was unable to give an answer. He just couldn't utter the words President Donald J. Trump, but that's okay. The people get it and always have. Since when has Karl Rove been a rhino? And he was typing this at 6:04 a.m. I had to go to the Google to figure out why Donald Trump would call him a rhino. So this is from the Daily Beast. It says Trump rips into Karl Rove for not crowning him the GOP's savior. I'm not going to play the clip, but I will tell you what he said. Trump lashed out at Republican strategist Karl Rove after he suggested the GOP prevailed in the 2024 election because voters didn't like the Biden-Harris ticket. During an appearance on Wednesday's edition of Fox and Friends, host Charlie Hurt asked Rove what advice he has for the Republican Party as Democrats attempt to unite around a party message and a candidate at this week's Democratic National Committee summer meeting. Rove encouraged his party to aim beyond the hardcore base of the party and broaden the Republican coalition by appealing to independent voters, ticket splitters, and people who might be suspect of the Republicans but need to be wooed to win elections. They got wooed in 2024 because the idea of 4 more years of the Biden-Harris administration was anathema to them, he continued. They voted for Republicans because they didn't want to vote for Democrats. Trump won the popular vote in 2024 by 77 million to 75.02 million, although he fell short of securing more than 50% of the popular vote, with 2.89 million votes going to neither of the two main candidates. He's telling the truth. Trump does not like the truth. Trump is not particularly popular right now. So he's telling the truth, but Trump does not want to hear the truth. He needs to hear sweet nothings. He needs yes men. Because I'm like, I know the name Karl Rove. I don't follow him that much, but a rhino is not something that I would attribute to Karl Rove. Y'all can weigh in on that. This is the first thing that was on Donald Trump's mind this morning at 5:45 a.m. George Soros and his wonderful radical left son should be charged with RICO because of their support of violent protests, capitalized violent and protests, and much more, all throughout the United States of America. We're not going to allow these lunatics to rip apart America anymore, never giving it so much as a chance to breathe and be free. Soros and his group of psychopaths have caused great damage to our country. That includes his crazy West Coast friend. Be careful. We're watching you. Thank you for your attention to this matter. So, protests. He's saying that they're responsible for protests. We are allowed to protest. Obviously, you're not allowed to protest violently, but they claim everything is a violent protest. So let's charge them with a RICO. Tell me that this is not fascism. And then finally, we have this last lie social post. This was from last night at almost 11 p.m. This dude stays on social media. He says there is a sick rumor going around that fake news NBC extended the contract of one of the least talented late night television hosts out there, Seth Meyers. He has no ratings, talent, or intelligence, and the personality of an insecure child. That is wild coming from Donald Trump, the personality of an insecure child. So why would fake news NBC extend this dope's contract? I don't know, but I'll definitely be finding out. Is there nothing else going on in the world that you need to talk about, like tariffs and the economy tearing people up? Why is he worried about NBC and who they decide to hire? This is not your job. Your job is not to worry about the hiring processes of different companies. But some people are perfectly fine with this, even though this is fascism trying to shape the propaganda. All right, y'all. That's all I have for you coming from their social media platforms. Go ahead, join the conversation, and let me know what you think.